The village of Ama lived in constant fear for their life because a ghost kept visiting them every Eke market day. In this quiet village, Aju, a humble and kind-hearted maid, served her master and his house loyally and with utmost care. She was known for her gentle manner and her willingness to help anyone in need. Yet, as it is said, not all good people are rewarded in this life. Aju's life took a dark turn when her master was found dead under mysterious circumstances. The villagers, instigated by the wife of her master, quickly pointed fingers at Aju, saying that she must have used her juju to sacrifice her master to her witch kingdom. Despite her pleas of innocence, the villagers saw her as a blood-sucking witch. They dragged her to the village square where she was to be punished without trial. With no one to defend her, Aju was condemned and executed in a horrific manner. She was flogged and flogged and flogged and was asked to confess to something she didn't even do. They kept on flogging her and eventually buried her alive, which is the punishment given to a murderer. But Aju was innocent. As Aju's spirit left her body, it was filled with a burning rage and a strong desire for revenge. She vowed to make sure that the villagers pay for treating her unkindly and killing her for something she didn't even do. Thus, the legend of Ajoala was born. Every fourth market day, known as the Eke, the village of Ama became quiet and dark. As the wind of fear blows from door to door, the air grew cold and the place was so quiet that even the sound of a falling needle was heard. On these nights, everybody locked their doors and windows, hoping to avoid the wrath of Ajoala. But they knew that at least one family will fall victim to Ajo's trick. It was said that Ajoala, the vengeful ghost, roamed the village going from door to door. She would knock, her ghostly raps echoing through the night. Each family she visited was forced to answer a riddle to test their knowledge. If they failed to answer correctly, they faced a terrible choice: sacrifice one child or the entire family would be taken away by the ghost, disappearing without a trace. The Okeke family gathered in their little hut one of the Eke nights. Having heard the stories of Ajoala, they were aware of what was to come. As they waited, their hearts skipped thumping in their chests. The anxiety in the air was so much, a loud knock suddenly echoed through the door. The father of the house, Nkem, approached the door, his hands shaking. "Who is it? Who is that?" he asked, although he knew the answer. A cold, scary voice replied, "It is I, Ajoala. Answer my riddle or face my consequences." Nkem swallowed hard and nodded. "We are ready." Ajoala's voice echoed through the darkness, and she said, "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" The family exchanged worried glances. They had heard this riddle before, but the answer eluded them. His wife, Ifoma, whispered in a panic to their children, hoping that one of them might know the answer. Time passed and Nkem finally answered. "An echo, you are an echo." There was a moment of silence. Then Ajoala spoke. "You are correct. This time you are spared, but I will surely come back." The family breathed a collective sign of relief. But they knew that they were only safe just until the next Eke market day. Ajoala continued, and the next family on her list was the Nwosu family. At Nwosu's house, the same thing happened. Ajoala presented her riddle. "I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have mouth, and I can drown. What am I?" Chinwe, the eldest daughter, was quick to respond. "A fire! You are a fire!" Ajoala hissed in frustration. "You are clever, but your luck will run out. I will be back." The fear in the village grew, and with it, the desperation. One night, she arrived at the home of Okoro family. They had been dreading this visit, knowing that their luck will eventually run out. Ajoala's riddle this time was particularly tricky. She said, "I can fly without wings. I can cry without eyes. Wherever I go, darkness follows me. What am I?" The family struggled, their minds racing but finding no answer. In the end, they failed. The ghost laughed and laughed and laughed. You failed the answer. Now, sacrifice one child or all the family will die. The entire family was already crying now. They begged and begged and begged. Please spare us, they said. But Ajala answered, when I was begging you to spare me, none of you in this village came to my rescue. You all insisted that they kill me. Now I cannot show mercy. My heart of mercy was buried along with me. Bring one child or you all will die, she shouted. They cried and cried and cried, but finally they had to sacrifice the youngest child. Ajala laughed and laughed and laughed and disappeared with the child. The next day, the whole village gathered to comfort the family that lost their child, and those that passed the riddle rejoiced. But they knew that the next Eke market day would be another terror. Their joy was cut short. They held a meeting on a way to move forward. Some suggested that they run away to the neighboring village, while others suggested that they meet a powerful chief priest to find a solution for their people. Those who believed that running away could solve the problem tried running away, but immediately they tried to step their foot out of the village, they were struck with madness. They all realized that leaving the village is not the solution. So they called the village's strongest chief priest, who inquired from the gods what the problem was. The chief priest later revealed to them that the ghost ravaging the village is the ghost of the innocent maid they killed. The only way to stop this terror is to find the real murderer and punish the person, then appease the soul of Ajala. The whole village didn't know what to do because no one agreed that they killed the master. The terror of the Eke market day continued as Ajala came carrying more and more children away from their families. The village knew that the only way to end Ajo's reign of terror was to uncover the truth about her unjust death and to somehow appease her restless spirit. So the people created an alosi of madness. This alosi would immediately strike anyone who was guilty of the murder with madness if they swore. So the village priest went from door to door, having each family swear with this alosi. This went on and on until they reached the house of the master who had died. The wife of the master had refused to swear, but was forced by the entire village. Immediately she swore by the alosi, she ran mad and started confessing. My husband was in love with the maid Aju. I tried to win his heart back by adding love potion to the food, but I added too much and he died. I am sorry, oh, please forgive me. Aju isn't the killer. I am the one that killed him, oh, please forgive me, the woman said, crying and scratching her entire body. The entire village was in shock. They have been losing their children because of the evil deeds of this particular woman. They all spat at her and laid curses on her. But that didn't solve the problem. Aju was still visiting them every Eke market day and taking away their children. So the elders ran to the chief priest again and told him that they need a way to appease Aju. So the chief priest told them they have to travel to the land of the spirits where Aju lives and pass all of Aju's tests. They all knew what Aju was like. She asked the most difficult riddles. So at first, no one wanted to go, but they had no choice. So the villagers picked the most brilliant person in the village to go on this journey. Chuka, the most intelligent man in the village, accepted the challenge without worry. With heavy hearts, the villagers watched him leave, hoping he would be the savior. Days later, he reached the spirit world and was greeted by Ajuala herself. Welcome, Chuka. I see the villagers have sent their brightest mind. Let's see if you can pass my test. Chuka was given the first riddle. I am a small animal that carries its house on its back. I move slowly and can retreat inside my house when in danger. What am I? Chuka confidently answered, a snail. Aju nodded, impressed. You are correct. Now for the second riddle. I have a tail, but I am not an animal. I can be woven into many shapes and designs. What am I? Chuka thought for a moment before replying. A broom. Again, Ajuala acknowledged his answer. Very well. Now for the final riddle. I am black when you buy me, red when you use me, and white when you are done with me. What am I? Chuka hesitated. He had never heard this riddle before. He pondered deeply, but the answer didn't come to him. He finally guessed. Cooking pot. Ajuala laughed. Wrong! The answer is charcoal. With that, Ajoala struck through Kadam. His body was found the next day in the village square, causing a panic among the villagers. They had sent their wisest and had failed. They all became so worried and so restless. After so much thinking, they decided to send Neca, Aju's childhood friend and fellow maid. Neca knew Aju very well and remembered their playful riddles from when they were younger. Neca embarked on the scary journey to the spirit world. Upon seeing her old friend, Ajuala's vengeful heart softened. "Neca, it has been so long," Aju said. "Aju, I've come to end this suffering. Our village is suffering. The children are missing. Let's play our old game of riddles," Neca replied. Aju agreed, and the first riddle was asked. "What has legs but cannot walk, has arms but cannot hug, and has a back but cannot lie down?" Neca smiled and answered, "A chair, my friend. It is chair." Aju nodded. "Correct. Now the second riddle. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?" Neca replied without wasting time. "Footsteps." Aju's eyes were filled with joy. Very good, my friend." The final riddle. "I am a circle of love. I can grow without end. I am built on trust and shared by all. What am I?" "A family," Neca said confidently. Aju's anger finally disappeared completely. She looked at Neca, tears in her eyes. "You have passed my test. Why have you come, Neca one name?" "To beg for forgiveness. The villagers were wrong, but they are suffering. Please spare them," Neca pleaded. Aju's spirit was moved by Neca's sincerity and their shared memory. She cried and cried and cried and was moved to forgive. "For you, Neca, I will forgive, but let them remember my pain. They must use the ROC for trials to ensure no innocent is wrongfully punished again." With that, Ajuala's spirits vanished, leaving the land of the living in peace. The people rejoiced, partying day and night, and then they named the Eke Market Day after Aju in her honor. From that day forward, the ROC of madness was used for trials, ensuring justice for all. The terror of Ajuala was no more. It was replaced by the legacy of truth and justice. The end. If you enjoyed this story, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, bye.